Welcome to Downhome Corner. I'm your host, Steve Bujold. We've got the best and the Reese.
Yay!
Well done.
Yeah, we got Brenda Best and Rik Reese. And as I said in that little promo that I recorded, I've been looking for a reason to get back into doing some shows. And I thought, okay, I found one. And I go, well, hang on a second. I found two. Because coincidentally, both of you have new material that you have either just released or you both just released something. And I'm really proud of you both. And I want the people out there to share this with me. So how about we start with Brenda? Brenda.
Hi, everybody. Brenda Best. How are you all? And how's Steve Bujold doing? It's been such a long time, and I'm so glad that you're feeling great these days. I know you've had some issues with health, and we're just so blessed to have you alive and well and looking good. I can see you on our Zoom chat right now. We hope that the folks out there will get a chance to see this as well.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Brenda. Especially the last part about me looking good. I really like that. So $5 in the mail for you in American funds.
I love that.
Yeah. But yes, I've been through a little bit, and I kind of think of a little bit like of my grandmother and people like that. So well, don't complain. People got it worse than you. And in a lot of ways, I felt that, I was very grateful for the help that people sent me and the well wishes. And I had to take time off from work, and people helped me pay my bills and fundraised for me. And I don't want to go on too long because I'll start crying. But I couldn't believe how people just lined up to help me. And I was so grateful, like you guys as well. And, I felt a lot of love out there. So we're doing okay right now, and we're feeling pretty good, and we're trying to get back into shape. We're going to play some golf this summer, and we're gonna go out there and cause some shenanigans, I hope.
Well, it's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure. Yeah, Rik and I have been putting out some new music about our hometown. So we've been, Rik is standing by to tell us too about his new song and video. Wow. I just love your song, Ricky.
Thanks, Brenda. Wow. There's no secret as to where my music kind of started and stemmed from, right? So you've always been a mentor to me. So and my connection with the Best family. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be sitting here playing music. I wouldn't be talking to you guys. So
you're so sweet to say that.
I will say that to the last breath, that I owe it all to you guys.
Oh my gosh. You know what I was happy about is I couldn't be in the Country Music Hall of Fame without you being in there too. I'm so glad that last year we made it happen. A lot of people really wanted you in there. So thanks to the committee there.
Nice.
And Rik, you found out through Brenda too. It was Brenda that called you, wasn't it, Brenda?
Brenda was. Yeah, Brenda nominated me, and then because she nominated me, and as one, I think probably the first person to nominate me, she gets to call the person that she nominates. So I get the phone call from Brenda. So she calls me, I think it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, my time, and says, "Can you call me back? I got a question for you."
Yeah.
And first thing I think is like, "Oh my, what's wrong? What's going on?" Right? So,
yeah,
it's really important. I got to talk to you. I'm like, what is she up to?
Yeah, and it was because I would arrange to call you the next morning, but I had to ask. Can you believe that this is the process? They want to know that you'll accept being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and it's like, wow, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, who's
you have
say
to
no?
Verify that. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we're both there. And Steve, there's got to be something for radio announcers. You've been the best. CKNB had you for so many years, and we're thankful. I think because of you had actually played my song, Eminent Domain, on CKNB and got you in trouble because, it was an independent label. So I always thank you for that.
Well, yeah, I guess we could share the story. I mean, I didn't even know you at the time or know of you
Right.
When I was there at CKNB. going back in whichever year that was.
Isn't that weird? We hadn't even met in
No,
person.
but
No, I knew who you were.
But I used to meet your brothers on the street
Mhm.
occasionally, and
Yeah.
one of your brothers would say, "Oh, well, you know, my sister Brenda is doing well. She's in Nashville now, and et cetera, et cetera." And you know, so he would always kind of share a little bit of news, and then I got curious just from him sharing, of course. And then one day out of the blue, I got a package at the radio station from Brenda Best. Brenda Best. Sorry. From Brenda Best. I can't speak anymore, but yeah, and it was a copy of your single "Eminent Domain," and then you had a little note for me, and I was so touched, and of course even more so because the song was about Campbellton.
Yeah,
you
our
know,
old place up the hill, you know.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, speaking of Campbellton, I just for you guys, I wore my Campbellton,
What's that?
like Campbellton's vest. Okay, this
I love it.
Yeah, and then over here is
The moose.
the pin, the moose, yeah, the moose. You got it. And then there's the Campbellton pin as well.
Really nice.
This was given to me by this vest. I hardly ever wore, but it was given to me. I kept it as a souvenir from Mark Ramsey, who was mayor of Campbellton at the time. And I was going to Toronto to cover Peter Marr's Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Yeah.
And I got a call from City Hall, and they said, the mayor wants to see you before you go to Toronto. And I thought, what is going on here? So I go there, and he's got a bag of these pins that he wants me to hand out, and make sure you tell as many people about Campbellton as possible, and wear this vest at the Hall of Fame ceremony. So you know, so I was really touched that he went out of his way to you know, acknowledge me going, and Peter as well, because you know, like I never really got over the fact that, you know, Peter Marr, like the guy that we knew from Campbellton. I
love him.
You know?
I love
you know,
Peter.
I mean, I used to meet him in the hallway at CKNB as a teenager, and he was, you know, and he could discuss any sports you wanted, like the tiddlywinks, I swear to God, you know, or be snook, as we used to play.
Bing.
yeah. But I mean, like he, you know, like he was a great representative of Campbellton. Then he would meet you in Nashville when
for the first time.
Yeah.
I was playing a gig at Tootsie's. It's famous, world famous Tootsie's. I used to play there with band and without band, acoustic sometimes if it was early in the day, or in the evenings I had a band and everything on that little stage. And Peter and the team, and I knew they were important. You know, I looked and they were wearing suits and they looked great. Guys in shape. I thought, wow, who's this? So I'm playing, you know, down, singing away. And then one of the guys that works with the team said, hey, he said, you know, you have a Canadian accent. And I said, yeah. I said, you know, I'm from Canada. And he said, well, where from like that? He says, because our team is the Calgary Flames. We're all sitting back and what? I was like, oh my gosh. And so, and I said, Campbellton. And right away he said, hey, our announcer back there, he's from Campbellton. I said, what? I said, who is he? He said, right there. He says, come on, I'll introduce you. I took a little break and I let the band play some more. I walked back there, was introduced to Peter Marr. I said, wow, we know you guys. You, like, your family owned the funeral home. I think my oldest sister went out with you. And he says, yeah, what's their names? And I named my sisters. And he says, yeah, I used to kind of, Lois was my friend in school. She's the oldest one in the family. So, wow. And ever since that time, every time they came to Nashville, they'd give Razor and I tickets to attend the games. And he even had me on the radio during the break, Terry Clark and me. Oh, wow. Good company. So wow. I was always so happy. They even made a plaque for me with my name, and they'd always come to Tootsie's every time they were in town. I even did a private party for them and played with our band for them. And they signed, and everybody, including Valerie Bure, signed things for me, and a shirt and everything. I've got it framed here. It's just a wonderful memory for me.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Very cool. Rick, you got to meet a couple of celebrities over the years too. When you did Cavendish Festival. I remember you posting always, like, you would take a picture with the headliner. You had like Keith Urban and I'm trying to remember who else now.
couple of names, Keith, and I mean Toby, Keith Urban, Toby Keith,
Oh,
Alabama.
Toby. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Toby Keith was my gateway drug into country music. He was.
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
eh?
I discovered him first, and that's how I discovered a lot of other artists.
Was it like, How Do You Like Me Now?
That's
That
right.
song. I love that.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. I don't think that was a song, but that's one of my favorites by Toby Keith for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless his soul, eh? Wow.
But let's get back to talking about new music like the Brenda Best song and the Rik Reese song. So,
Yeah.
who wants to go first? Rick, you tell me.
Ricky.
Yeah, what's the name of the song and what's it
Love
about?
that song. I love that
Oh,
song.
it's so cool.
Called Kids of a Small Town. And it started with, I wrote that song 14 years ago.
Wow.
And what started, I said, I'm going to put out some new music. I'll put out a couple of new tunes on Spotify, iTunes, just to kind of keep me relevant. Give me some new stuff for the summer festival season. And that wasn't the one I brought to the studio. I brought others, and talking to the producer, we're flipping through tunes. I'm playing some acoustic stuff, showing him some lyrics, and I've got a binder full of lyrics. And he goes, "This is a cool one. Oh, you got to record that." I said, "Okay." "Oh, this is a cool one. You got to record that." And then I bring some new stuff the following week. He's like, "Oh, that's a real good one. You got to record that." So 2 songs turn into like, I'm going to do a full album now, right?
So good.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
a full album. But there's some cool stuff coming out. But that one was, I'm looking for a summer song, and it meant a little bit to me. And anybody who listens to it that's kind of in that age group,
Yeah.
remembers drinking out of a hose, remembers skinning knees and jumping ramps. And so and the video kind of backs it up and gives you that visual. And it just brings you back. So that the nostalgia is working for that tune.
Well,
really is.
It's the technique that hooked me in as a writer to begin with. Okay, I mean, I hardly put myself in the same category as you guys, but from now and then I'll write something. But
Of course,
it was just that visual imagery, and that was what got me in school when I read a story that had something painted
right.
as a picture. That's what hooked me in.
Yeah.
And I found out later I'm what you call kinesthetic. I learned by picturing myself doing it. Some people are visual, some people are audio, and then the latest one that they learned was kinesthetic. People picture doing it, and that's how they learn. So so it was stuff like that. So but writing is it can be like really personal. It can be part of you, or as I say, sometimes you start with an idea, and if it's a good song, it'll tell you where to go. You don't tell it where to go. Would you agree with that, you guys?
Absolutely. And this one was so easy for me because I just put myself into the song, if that makes any sense. I'm like, okay, it's 1978. I'm on Victoria Street in Campbellton. What am I doing? I'm jumping ramps. I'm with my buddy.
Yeah.
I'm drinking water from a hose. You get that hot rubber taste in July. Right?
Yeah. You picture yourself doing it.
Yeah. Just what am I doing? Screen doors, grandma cooking cookies. It was just easy. Put yourself in the zone.
Yeah. And like hometown songs for us, it's like we grew up there. We loved it. We still love it. We still love Campbellton. And,
Right.
for me, it's far away. But when I wrote Eminent Domain, which was, Steve, I know you love that song. And that's the song that kind of got you in trouble playing it. But when I wrote that song, it was such a weird thing because I had just come from Hollywood in California. I had done a trip, and this was, now kind of deal. I mean, even though the song is like almost 20 years already, like Ricky, it's like we've written those songs a while back, but they're still timeless. And so at that time, like probably just around that time, I had just arrived from Hollywood and I'd gone to Los Angeles. It was awesome. Visited the Walk of Fame, and I was looking up at the hills and the Hollywood Hills and thinking, I grew up in the hills.
Right.
It was on Lily Lake Road, and boy, I dreamed there. So what really kind of sealed the deal for me to write a song about this in my head was I had gone to visit my mom and family, and the sidewalk near the Polyvalent school still had some trace of the imprints that we had left way back in the 70s. We had put fingerprints, handprints. We'd drawn hearts in the pave, in the wet cement when they were laying it down. Even, handprints and initials of, BB was in there on a heart. It was weird, really neat. And I thought, look at this right here. This is my Hollywood Hills, I
Right.
have my name carved in the cement, just like in Hollywood. So when all that kind of happened in my head, it was like back in the hills, my own Hollywood Hills. I dreamed of fame and fortune in my own backyard. And it's sad, but it's happy too. But it kind of, and the title Eminent Domain was because the government, I remember, pretty much wanting to buy the family's property so that they could run a street through it. And by golly, the name of that street became Sunset. And I had to visit freaking Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. So, wow, that whole thing just boom came together. I couldn't believe it. So I finished the song. It took me a while because I don't always write a song right away. I pick at it and I think, this isn't good enough. Is it good enough? Does it make sense? Can everybody relate? So in this case, I think people back home can pretty much understand where Lily Lake Road is. And if there are other people listening out there that aren't from Campbellton listening to Downhomers, or Downhome Corner, I should say. Sorry, I got the name wrong of your show, Steve.
So good.
It's Lily Lake Road was the gravel road that I grew up on. And it was part of the city of Campbellton, but it was in a way removed. It was pretty much considered the countryside for us because we were, we had no paved roads. Some of us had sewage. It was a hard time,
Up on
some
the
of
hill.
us had rough times. So after the government had purchased that property and built the road through it, by that time, dad had died, and mom had moved us to a more affordable housing provided by the government. So it was a bit of a tough time. It makes us kids pretty tough and want to work hard, and then we go after our dreams.
Well, there's some really good lessons in that, and Rick, in one way, your song is a bit of a message of that too,
Yes, it's beautiful. I love the small town.
And the thing is, like, the song is nostalgia, but it's generic enough that no matter where you are, where you hear it, because it's being played on some internet stations in Australia and internet stations in Paris and whatnot. And I have a report that I get every day of who's playing the song. And weirdly enough, it's being played a lot in Paris, but it's an English song, but it's connecting to somebody.
I think honestly, a good lick on the guitar can get people reeled in right from the start. I like that. I don't know who created that. Is it you playing that?
No, it's one of the guys in the studio that's playing it. Yeah. And it wasn't recorded that way. It was that riff was there. When we sent it to the engineer, the guy who mixed it, he put that wah-wah effect on it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But something, when the song come back to me, he goes, "Here you go, it's done. I mixed it, I mastered it." He took the liberty of putting that wah-wah effect on the guitar, and I thought, what did you do? That's not. We didn't record that. Why are you messing with my song?
Yeah, I know.
So
but it's good.
we listened to it over and over again, and then I'm like, "Can you take that effect off? I want to hear the song mixed without the effect." And I went, "No, put it back on. You're right.
He's right.
Yeah. You're right."
I know, and that's the hardest thing for a writer to do, I think, when they first start. Because I know with me, like, it's like your little children that you've created, and you don't want anybody to touch anything. And I remember going in with 10 demos, okay, or maybe it was less. No, it was 5 demos. We wrote 5 more with my producer Doug Romano back in the day, and I said, where do we go with it from here, right? And he'd say, this one works and that one doesn't work. And then he'd say, okay, this song here is a song that I think has got a hook in it. And I went, really? Okay. And I think it was Desert Road. I'm not sure. But anyway, he goes like, okay, let's start with that, right? And then he wanted to change lines in the song, and I'm like pulling my hair out, smiling, saying, yeah, I think you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You know, and kicking and screaming almost. Okay. A year later, okay, we're in the studio working on another song, and I look at him, I go, what does this line mean? This is stupid. Does this make sense to you? And this is my own friggin' line, right? And he's going, no, this works. I think that's fine. You're overthinking it. So the exact opposite had happened, you know? So I just want to encourage anybody starting out with a song, like listen to the guy. If you're hiring a producer, don't pay him to tell him what to do. Listen to his expertise, you know?
Yeah, they can change it to make it better, you know?
Yeah.
That's their job. That's their job, right?
And a good producer can hear things in the song before it's in the song.
Yeah. I think it's awful. I mean, awful. It's awesome because they do hear things that sometimes we're not hearing because we don't know sometimes how to step outside of our own song.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always good to have, it's kind of like here, I find in Nashville, there's a lot of these songwriter nights and they're like testing their song.
Yes.
But my God, if you get a cut or somebody even records it, it suddenly changes and it's better. I don't know. Wow. It's like, it's amazing. Even like the guy I work with, I really like, he's gotten so good at my projects because at one time, I think he respected my, you know, my songs, and he didn't want to butt in and say, you know, make it. But I think now he does butt in more, and I like that. I'd say,
Sean,
you know what?
Sean Pody, right?
Sean Pody, right. Great guy, and he's so good, a good person. He's good, and he's honest, and he's calm, and he, you know, it's like in the studio, he's really easy to work with. He got the patience of Job with me, and oh my God, you know, and I patience as in, hey, Sean, you know, I have all these little doubts sometimes. And I say, no, he says, go with that. Go with it. That's a good line. Go with that. So my latest song, before I forget to say, If I Go to Heaven. And, you know, a lot of people are turning more and more to God. The world has become crazy. And so I find, too, a lot in the South, I hear a lot of people you know, be comfortable about talking more about God around here. And it's become a thing for me too. And I find that I've put a lot of heart into my songs and about Christianity. So the song, If I Go to Heaven, it's kind of like The Rock That Doesn't Roll, the previous one that I wrote. So I'm going in that direction a little bit more. Maybe it's because I'm getting older and I want to get up there too. So the song, so If I Go to Heaven, I think that one, like Rick, you know, you need songs that everybody can relate to. And kids from the small town does that. So I think If I Go to Heaven has a better chance at that than the Eminent Domain song that I wrote about Lily Lake.
And I think it's showing some humility too, that even in the title, you know, like If I Go to Heaven, you're not saying I'm going to heaven and here's why. You're saying if I make it, here's, you know, and I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're saying that because I remember singing a little tidbit of it and somebody corrected me and says, well, aren't you sure you're going? If you believe in God, you're going. I said, well, you have to listen to until the end of the song, you know, because you'll see what I say at the end.
Good move.
Nice.
But I'm just wondering, like, you know, I mean, you write from where you come from, you know, like parts of your writing come from where you guys are from, you know, some of the values perhaps, some of the stories growing up, some of the influences. What would you guys offer as a tip to somebody trying to write, you know, for the first time? Maybe not their very first effort, but, you know, trying to learn the art of songwriting and going back to some of your familiar things. What advice would you each give to them?
Wow. I think it's just, your songs get better with time. And I think trust yourself to write things down, because sometimes you can write a bunch of things that don't make sense right away or even on their own. And you sometimes have a note, and you put that little note aside and you say, hey, that works with that song.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to put them together and say, because it's like you sometimes just don't finish a song right away. It comes to you later.
Yeah.
It's weird how it works. Hey, Rick, what do you say?
Brenda, you're absolutely right. And I mean, like I say, that song was 14 years old now. And when I decided I'm going to put something new out because it's time, I started looking through some of my notes, and the old fashioned write it on a napkin has become recorded on a voice memo on your iPhone, right? So you're driving.
Yeah, I got a lot of those.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
You're driving, you
it.
get a melody idea, you hum this crazy thing, and you wouldn't show it to anybody.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible.
I don't want anybody to hear that.
Sounds horrible. Or you get a line idea and you just kind of record it while you're driving.
Yeah.
Don't tell your insurance company. But
yeah.
But I flipped through my phone on the voice memos, and I had 178 voice memos.
Oh, God.
And then I would email myself as well ideas.
Yes.
So I'm really glad of the email idea now, because I'll tell you why. It's time stamped.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Copyright purposes, right?
Yeah.
Not just that, because I had a few people say, that song sounds pretty good. Is that AI wrote that? And I'm like, no, I wrote it.
I love it. Are you guys running into that at all? Are you running into that, like people saying, oh, it's a good song, that's AI, right?
Well, that's a good thing, because if you think it's so darn good that a computer wrote it, I'll take the credit.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I've heard AI songs, and I even attended a meeting through the Grammys here, the Recording Academy. They put on these little meetings every once in a while, and I just attended one about songwriting, and the focus was about AI. Right. And to a good songwriter, I think sometimes they might use it as a tool, but it's not as good as what the real writer can do, honestly. No. And it's a lot of people are saying they wrote a song, or so-and-so wrote a song, and I've listened to them, and I gotta say, there was something not quite connecting. You gotta really listen to the words. Maybe the music was good and everything, but did the story make 100% sense?
I think of a quote from Madonna years ago, when sampling first came into vogue. You get especially in the hip hop world, they would use like almost entire melodies,
right?
And Madonna said, these songs are catchy, they make you tap your foot, but they don't take you to another place. And I think that's what you're kind of saying about AI.
Yeah, it feels plasticky. It's not memorable. Right. But I'm sure it'll evolve and become a good tool. But at this point, I'm glad that I've emailed myself a lot of those lyrics, because I have got them timestamped, showing that I've written this 14 years ago or 10 years ago or whatnot. And back to your original question about songwriting, and just to intertwine what Brenda said, you got all of these ideas, and you're writing a song, and you're like, I need another verse about this. And you go look at another song, and go, oh, that's not another song. That's actually this one as well. So you're taking 2-3 different song ideas. It's really just one song.
Yeah.
David Bowie talked about that. I think I've discussed this with both of you at different times. He had a little technique that he called it the fishbowl technique or something. I'm not sure, but he actually had a little fishbowl, and he would take strips of paper and write little rhyme couplets, 2-line rhymes. Okay. And he said he'd take them and he'd throw them in the fishbowl. And he says when he was stuck with, he wanted to write and he had a mental block, he would go to the fishbowl and he'd start pulling stuff out. And he said he was so surprised at so often this couplet fits with this couplet here. What was I trying to say? It connects with this one, you almost feel like you're cheating, but you wrote them all, so it's okay. You know what I mean? But I mean, like, I thought, wow, what a great technique. And of course, it just jogs your mind. Even if you don't find anything, you're going to write something after that.
That's right. And the thing with songwriting, just keep your eyes and your ears open, because, I just sit around the table sometime talking to people, and they say like a line. I go, oh, there's a song.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that does it for me.
Yeah. And I had a meeting with the Hall of Fame, and I was reading some of the chat, and they're talking about, one guy's a jokester, and he said they're talking about money, and he said something to the tune of, "I'm so broke I can't shortchange myself."
That's a good one.
I'm like, there's a song. So that song is going to be on my next album with that line, kind of that idea, right? Yeah,
I love it. That's a good one.
But no matter where it comes from, it's like you listen to people say things, or you just pass down the street and see somebody walking a certain way with 10 bags on their shoulder. What's their story? It just keep your eyes and ears open, because there's a song. There's a song in everything.
Yeah.
Well, Brenda, the checking up on you. That's how you wrote that, right?
Checking up. Yeah. It was a little kid that he come up to me around a Christmas time. It was in a little town square, and this kid, he was an autistic child. He was kind of a teenager, kind of a cross between a man and a boy, and he just showed up out of nowhere, and he says, "Hey," he says, "I got to tell you something." He said, "Jesus is always checking up on you. He's checking up on your behavior." And I said, wow. And he only wanted a minute of my time. And I gave him that minute. I was hesitant at first because I was kind of freaked out. Who's this? But, and then his mom came out and she said, "Oh, my boy, he always talks to everybody." So that's how I knew he had autism. And, but I wouldn't have known. I just thought, well, this is a strange kid, got something to tell me. And I was almost running away. But that kind of stuff, even The Bitter End, that was a song that I put out in 25. That's a weird idea behind that whole song. And my sister, when she heard it, she thought I was going through a divorce with my husband. And I thought, oh, no. I said, this one was from observation. It was from other people, my friend telling me that she's going through some hard times. But the title, that was, again, this is a combination of two things that happened. The title and the time I had to finish the song, because I was playing at the Bitter End in New York City at a venue called the Bitter End. So her story and the title became a song.
Right on.
It really worked. But a lot of people thought, my personal life was in trouble. And hey, I have had personal problems. So yes, I can relate to some of that, but the present one is okay. We hope forever.
When I did my CD, which I called "Love, Lies, and Other Obsessions,"
I love that one. I still got a copy.
Thank you. I got a copy of Facebook friends as well.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the one you signed to me. But what was I going to tell you now?
About that song. About your lies song, the lies.
Yes. So anyway, there's one song on there called "Being in Love is Like Being Alone," and that song came about out of that one line, and because my producer, the guy I was writing with, wouldn't take no for an answer that I had nothing to show him that was new. He said, we were going to work on a new song, and I said, "I got nothing, Doug." And he says, "Oh, no, come on, show me your book." And I always had this scribbler full of things, and then he says, no, hang on a second. He goes, "Oh, this line here, being in love is like being alone." And he goes, "Being in love is like being alone, alone in love with you." And then that was it. It woke up my writing muscle. And I went, "Okay, let's go." And, it's just because he wouldn't take no for an answer, And some of the examples of these songs that you talked about, where you blend a couple of ideas together, it's when you're not going to take no for an answer. You just decide, I'm kind of stuck on this, but there's got to be a way around the next line. Okay, I'll skip ahead, or I'll stay with this line, or, and you don't know. The song is going to tell you, you're not going to tell it at the end, right? So if
Another great way to finish a song is, and this is going to ask y'all, where is the song that we started to write together? See, co-writing. We need to finish that and help one another.
Yeah. Okay. So to let everybody in, because nobody's going to know what Brenda's talking about. A little while back, that's so nice. That's so sweet that you brought that up too. Thank you, Brenda. A few months back, we kind of talked about writing a song together, the three of us, and everybody seemed to be on board with it. And we thought, wow, what a great idea. I think we could really put something together. And of course, there's, a bunch of different things that happen in life that scheduling is difficult, but I would truly like to explore that idea and to see if we can come up with something, because I think the three of us together could really, who knows, maybe it could work into a whole project. But I'd be happy with just writing to both of you, because I really respect both of you as writers. Here we go. I'm going to fanboy out on you guys. But no, I mean, you both have won awards. You both, like played for hundreds and thousands of people. And you've both made a living doing this. And that's what I respect about you guys more than anything else. When I used to go home, when I first picked up music that I wanted to write and record, my biggest disappointment with all the talent back home, not a lot of people were writing. And I thought, man, this place is so filled with stories, and there's only so many ways you can record Brown Eyed Girl. In fact, I was in a band and we had a rule that said no Brown Eyed Girl, even if we don't get a gig. So just because it was it was a great song that everybody did, So
I wish I'd have written that one.
Well, me too. Van Morrison made a buck or two on that one for sure. But yes, I would love to write with you guys, and now if we put this out publicly, then we can shame ourselves into doing it.
Right.
Yeah, I think we had started in Messenger and we sent one another some stuff there. Yeah. So it's pretty simple to do it, because of the technology that we have. And I've written before. Have you, Rick, where you write long distance with somebody?
Yeah.
So I think it's possible. I think we should just, whenever we all have time. I think Rick has got a lot going on with concerts coming up. He's got I've got this new show being like the residency show at the Nashville Nightlife. That's been changing. It's going to change starting this summer. So there's a lot that's going to change. I'm still going to be there, but it's going to be a whole brand new show. So we're excited about that.
Cool. Nice. And Rick, you got Cavendish coming up again?
I've got a whole summer festival season coming up. I'm rolling into it now. The new album out in about another month. So we're tying up some studio stuff. And then all the hours I put in with the Hall of Fame preparation for the fall gala. And I'm now been promoted a few times. I think I was promoted 3 times in 1 week with the Hall of Fame. So, so
that's because you keep voting for yourself, buddy. You keep voting for yourself.
What's that?
Because you keep voting for yourself.
That's right. Technology. You don't know who's voting.
Yeah, I voted for your song.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah.
Remember. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. So no, but I mean, I think you got to just kind of hunker down and pick a time. All right. So it could be done by Zoom, whatnot. So maybe we start with a theme, and give everybody a theme idea. Then what do we want to talk about? And do we want to make it specific? Do we want to make it generic?
Right.
Yeah. Are we writing a Campbellton song? Or are we writing a song that people could relate to anywhere where you live?
Right. That's it right there. That's it.
And I think sharing our story too would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Right. So are we writing a song for the 3 of us, or are we writing a song for 9 billion people?
That's the one right there. 9 billion people.
Yeah.
That's a good royalty check.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's now May, and I'm, Brenda's, you talked about your new show coming up, so that's going to be busy. And it's, we're rolling into now summer festival season, and rehearsals this weekend with the band. I gig this weekend, rehearsals on Sunday. That's another thing. It's tough to get rehearsals because, after you gig 3-4 nights a week, you don't want to rehearse on a Sunday, but we do. It's got to be done.
Yeah.
Right?
Good for you. Discipline. Yeah.
If anybody's coming to Nashville and would like to know where they can find me live and in concert. I'd love to invite people to check out my website. It's simply brendabest.net. And there's links to social media there as well for my music where they can download. And also I'll have my show calendar there as well. So
Nice.
people, I'd love to see people from home when they come to a show. I just love seeing people come, even if they don't come to the show and they just kind of connect with me, even on Facebook saying, hey, we're in town. Oftentimes I'll go and have a cup of coffee with them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nashville Nightlife is the National Nightlife Theater is the name of it.
Well, don't say that
No?
because I'd rather because it's going to change names.
Oh, is that
And
right?
website,
Okay.
yeah, it's changing
Okay.
names and websites. So the
So
best
go
thing,
before they close.
no, actually, no, because I'm going to be in this new show and it's going to be totally different, a new band and everything. So it's going to be great, really younger players, and I love it. BrendaBest.net is where the best place. That way I can direct them to where I'm playing. Yeah. And sometimes I'm not just at that show. So I could be in a different venue as well. So it'll be down, and the dates would be on my website better than the official website that I don't know the address quite yet.
And there's also merchandise available too on BrendaBest.net too.
Yeah.
Plug in for you there.
And speaking of merch, I think Rick's got some pretty cool merch. He's got, I still got to get something from your merchandise, Rick. I love it. You're creative.
Promotion time, buddy. Go for it, dude.
Woo!
Promo time. Thanks for the segue, Brent.
Yeah. And Steve.
But I have a whole line of merch that I travel with at shows, and then there's the online merch, and that's third party, so it's a little bit more price wise. But I'd rather sell out of the trunk. So right. So, and the funny thing, and we'll just talk quickly about merch. The company that's doing my merch out of Ontario, I'm flipping through their catalog, and they had shoes. So I'm like, I'm gonna order myself a pair of shoes for the heck of it, and I'll use them for setup. And I posted on Facebook. Now my shoe sales outweigh my T-shirt sales because everybody's buying the shoes.
So you have a line of shoes for sale?
Yes, he does.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
They're so him too. That's what he wears.
Yeah, that's it. So it's the go nuts sneakers.
The go nuts, yeah. So go nuts and kick butt. There you go.
It's so freaking good. Yeah. I love it.
You never know what catches on. So I've got from shoes, T-shirts, bucket hats, coffee cup coasters, and all kinds of craziness. But yeah, it's the shoes that are kind of working out well. So and it's neat because I was like 2 weeks ago in the mall, and I'm like, oh, there's my shoes going by. So.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool as hell.
Oh wow, that's so nice. That is cool. Yeah, that is.
That's funny. It's funny. Yeah.
Just Brenda to share at Christmas time, not this past Christmas, but 2 Christmases ago, I went home and I was recovering from chemo and radiation and all that stuff, and I go from like being energetic to I'll be in the bathroom for the next little while, kind of thing, and not complaining, but that's just the way it was. But anyway, I had heard that Rick was home as well, and their family home is like, I don't know, 7 or 8 doors up the street from my family home where I was staying. And so I invited Rick down. I said, come on down. I said, the Boltons are here. We've got 3 guitars going. I said, come on down and, just sit in with us. And so we come down. He shows up, the frigger. I didn't even know that he would. And like,
Ricky.
Yeah. We didn't even have room for him. We tried to turn lights off, but he still came. But no, I was really touched that he showed up, and then I looked over and I go, wow, look at the musical history in this room. And I don't want to go overboard, but I mean, look at, there's a lot of musical history with these 3 Boltons and Rik Reese right here. I go, this, and so we had Rick a guitar, and we say, you want to join? He goes, no, I don't want to. No, come on, Rick. Well, okay. So I go in there, and this guy's, he's playing guitar, and he's kind of joining in with us, and it was just, somebody took a video of it, and they shared it with me, and I put it up on Facebook, and it got 5,000 listens. Wow. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And people going like, how do you do this? And I go, I just put it up. And Downhomers Are Us. I go, this is how you heal at Christmas. and they were,
Right.
wow, you know. And anyway, so, you know, I just wanted to say again, you know, thank you, Rik, for being there that night. It meant a lot to the people that were there, you know, because everybody there knew you, and you were kind of a little star that showed up that night. And, you know, it felt good that you did that. And, you know, Brenda, I wanted to share that with you because I just wanted
It's
to
so sweet.
still
It doesn't
the same
surprise.
guy, man.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Rik is
Oh,
such a humble, awesome, genuine person. He'll never forget you. I just
Yeah.
love you. I love you as my little brother
Oh,
because my family thought the world of Rik. I
oh,
mean, my brother, Wallace, whom we lost a few years back, God bless him. I mean, my God, we miss him so much. But Rik was always in our conversations when we talk on the phone, Wallace and I.
nice.
And just, you know, I mean, I just love you, my brother.
oh,
Uh,
That's
oh.
yeah, he's my bro too. I love it. That's so cool, man.
Oh.
I
You know,
want you to come here.
And you know something, Steve, like you know, you're like to add to your story. Can I flip it? Because now I'm the kid in the room listening to the guy on CKNB. He's in the room
Yes.
singing with me. And then when I'm going like to visit people and I'm in the backseat of my dad's car and we're going down Dover Street and the Boltons are on their front lawn jamming, I'm like, can we pull over and roll the window down for a few minutes?
Yes.
Right. And then I'm going to school with a guy by the name of Raymond Matt, and he says, "Why don't you come
My
to my
nephew.
Why don't you come to my uncle's place? We're jamming, and we open the shed, and there's like real instruments, real drums, real amps." And I'm like, man, that put the stars in my eyes right there. And then you know, and then I'm talking to you guys, so it's just all full circle, man. It's just all full circle,
we
right?
were
Yeah,
the
boy.
we were at the same show. Well, in full circle. I mean, you replaced Brenda when she left, right?
I didn't replace Brenda. Brenda's
No?
irreplaceable.
Oh.
Okay. I stand corrected. You got that right. Now smack me in the head. You're right. But when Brenda left, you joined the band, correct?
Right.
He was a good one. They picked a good guy. I
Yeah,
tell
he
you
did.
what.
Yeah. But Rik and I were at the same Minglewood concert. You snuck in, and I got in free because I worked at the radio station, and then got backstage with the boys and got to have a puff.
Minglewood.
Right.
So,
Hey, you guys. Minglewood. That was like, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's see if I remember this. Like, yeah, I got it. I don't go with one night stand. Remember that one by Minglewood? It was called it was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was good. The lick is what got me.
Okay, play it again.
We don't hear the lick. We only hear the vocal, the audio.
That's right.
Do you hear the guitar, Steve?
I do not. No, so I can't.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. I hear you talk, but I don't hear the guitar at all.
It really looks like you know what you're doing. Yeah.
Trying.
We're impressed with the visuals, I'll tell you.
Oh my God, I can't believe we couldn't hear that.
Well,
anyway,
I don't know why.
Well, sing the song.
Oh no, I think it was called Rocket Fuel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing the intro, and it was one of those things we did back then. And so every time people say Minglewood, that's the song that I remember.
Right.
Oh yeah. We butchered a version of "Can't You See" when you were there too, didn't you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but nobody does Minglewood, so I think it was kind of fun to try, you know. At least I did the little rap at the beginning and as best I could, and then boys jumped in. So it's like, oh, that was fun. But Minglewood, oh man, yeah, we got to use your connections, Rik, to get him on our show.
I know, yeah.
He's a really, really cool character and some great stories. And I've got a story I could tell him about being with the band that night when we all ended up at the Parc Gaspésien.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and then we left there, and the guys dropped me off at my place at 5 a.m, and I was just like thrilled that I was out with the band that night. Like I couldn't believe it. You know, they were cool, such cool people. And I remember meeting Enver Sampson, Rik.
Wow.
And you know, the guy had passed away a few years back. I remember talking to him. We were at the flagship, and the music was so friggin' loud by this Caribbean band. Like they were kind of a Donnie and Marie Caribbean band kind of duo, and they were doing all these calypso songs kind of thing, and it was a fun night. But anyway, I'm saying, "What's your name?" And he's going, "Enver." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Enver." And I go, "Wow, is that Enver?" Okay, because I'd never heard the name Enver before, and I think, "What's he saying?" Enver. You know, it's like he wasn't pronouncing the R on top of that. I was like, "Oh my God."
Right.
I remember he had a utility belt full of harmonicas. Remember that? Like all different keys, and you know, this song needs this one, and this one needs a G, and this one needs a C. It's like, and I just thought, first of all, the utility belt was so Minglewood. Like I just thought that is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, I drifted off here, but
that's all right. Hey, so pretty soon I think that I gotta go. Like it's 12:40 here. I got a show tonight, so I'm gonna pretty much go get ready for all that. And I can't thank you enough for having me part of your show. And great to be with Rick in the same room, we'll say.
Yeah, I know. Neat.
I'm glad we all got to catch up.
Yeah. Same here. So once again, tell everybody where they can find your songs.
Okay, well, they can find them on iTunes, Apple Music as where I prefer, because you know a lot of people are listening to our stuff for free. But if people really want to support an artist, the best thing is to download and buy the song. You know, it's not that much money. It's 99 cents to $1.25 or whatever it is, and $1.99. You know, we appreciate that. And another way is to also support our YouTube channels and to subscribe. That would be really helpful. So all the links to my social media and links to my music and YouTube are through brendabest.net.
Okay, and Rick.
Right. And good point, Brenda. Subscription to our YouTube channels is free.
Yes.
I've had people ask me that, "Oh, does it cost to subscribe?" No, it's free.
No.
The music's free, the streaming's free, the videos are free, everything's free.
Yes. And
welcome to 2026, everything's free. So
But the bigger our channels are as creators, the bigger if we get at least 1,000 subscribers, it helps us a lot, because then YouTube will respect us and then eventually pay us for our music, you know, and the subscriber doesn't have to pay a thing. So it's very supportive and very helpful. And we love that, don't we, Ricky?
Absolutely. Yeah. And the cheapest way is to like and subscribe and share and all that stuff.
Yes, share.
I know people are bombarded with it all, but if you focus on Brenda and I, we'd appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve, and thanks, Rick, for mentioning that it was free, because that's the thing. I think that people think it's going to cost them something to subscribe to our channel, and it doesn't. So
no. And rickreese.com, as Brenda said, on our website, everything's there. You can get the links to, and check out my new video. I want people to check out the video. It'll bring you back to a good time.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I could really relate to some of the little scenes in the video too, of kids playing and you know, going on the bike going over little ramps and stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, so cool.
And if you have an eagle eye and watchful eye, I'm actually in the video 3 times.
So there's your Easter egg in the Rik Reese video. And Rick, by the way, is R-I-K.
Right.
Yes.
Very important, Rik Reese. Yeah.
Rik Reese,
Listen, guys.
Good stuff.
I just want to publicly say that I love you both. To bits. I do like. It's like I was.
I'm gonna show it. Can you guys see this? Wait, watch.
Do it. There it is.
I love you.
You've gotten so cyber over the years. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. We're more than Facebook friends for sure. But,
big time.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Friends and
forever friends. Forever friends.
Forever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end this before we start singing "Kumbaya." We have a no "Kumbaya" singing and no "Brown Eyed Girl."
Right.
Bye, guys. Love you both.
Love you. Take care. You have a great show tonight, Brenda.
Thank
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
I think I know how to sign off. Yeah. Oh, there I am. Bye.